Yo, what's up, everybody? Do me a favor, y'all. Like, share, and tag, man. Happy Monday to each and every one of you. Hope you're well. Hope you are staying warm. It is freezing outside. Man, what's up, y'all? Y'all speak to your boy, man. What's going on? Hello. How are you? Y'all, did y'all go to church yesterday, man? How was it? If you went to church yesterday, tell me what church you went to. We would like to know, man. What's up, y'all? Happy Monday, man. Hope you had a wonderful day. How was work? Was it all right? Do me a favor, like, share, and tag. Man, what episode is this? Man, y'all, we're almost at episode 60. They sent me the stats earlier today. What did they say? Y'all, so check this out. We broke into 1,045 watched hours, only 3,000 more until monetization eligibility. So I'm excited about that. Tonight's episode, y'all. Tonight's episode is brought to you by the Malik Book Series. The mission of this book series is to educate and encourage young readers to embrace differences and diversity. The debut storybook, Malik Meet Liz, promotes autism awareness and features diverse characters, a heartwarming storyline, and discussion questions to engage the young reader. Order your copy of Malik Meet Liz today at malikbookseries.com. That's Malik, M-A-L-I-K, bookseries.com. Your purchase will support the series mission to highlight the gifts and abilities of those with disabilities and increase diversity in literature. Man, shouts out to Malik Book Series for sponsoring tonight's show. Man, I'm excited about being alive, y'all. Hope you're well. Let's see who's on tonight, man. Y'all speak to your boy. What's going on in news? I went to the best church in Atlanta. Encounter. Oh. What's up, y'all? So let's talk about some current events real quickly, y'all. Georgia will hold a runoff between the U.S. Senate candidates Warnock and Walker. Neither candidate got enough votes to win the election outright. Election day is December 6th. Early voting is November 28th through December 2nd. Now, look, I hope you voted. I hope you voted. But let me share something with you that brother Herschel Walker said. One of the most prolific quotes I have ever heard in my life. No, I'm serious. One of the most astonishing quotes I have ever heard in my life. One of the most powerful quotes I have ever heard in my life. One of the most thought-provoking quotes I have ever heard in my life. This man of God says, Brother Minister Herschel Walker says to the American people that this country is the best country in the United States. This country is the best country in the United States. No. Now let's think about that. Because now let's think about that. Now let's think about that. Now, I'm not the smartest apple in the bunch. I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I'm not. But I said, I may be missing it. This man is running to be a U.S. senator. Now, if you asked him, what is the U.S. on U.S. senator stand for, he may be liable to say, us senator. This man may be liable to say, I'm running for us senator. Because this man said, this country is the best country in the United States. Don't you ever, I'm talking to the American people. Every person in America, don't you ever let anybody tell you you can't be president. Yes, you can. You can be anything you want to be. Because we got a man, y'all, we're having to vote again. Because some people think that it's okay to allow someone in the U.S. Senate that thinks this country is the best country in the United States. You can do whatever you want to do, be whatever you want to be, accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. You can do it. I'm running for president. I'm telling you, I'm running for president. I'm 30 something now. I'm gonna wait. Maybe in my 60s. I'm gonna try to run for president of these United States. That's what I'm gonna do. You can be anything you want to be. But I'll tell you this though. You know, I'm not being biased, but what would make Georgians not vote for an educated black man and vote for an uneducated black man? Because we admire athleticism way more than we admire education. And it doesn't help that Senator Warnock is a preacher. It doesn't help. That's where we are. That's where we are. I can keep going and have a conversation about it, but I'm not going to do that. On a more serious note, 3 football players shot dead and 2 people wounded at the University of Virginia. Suspect is former UVA football player. He is now in custody. The shooting happened late Sunday at the school's main campus in Charlottesville as a bus returned from a class field trip. Yeah, man. I don't know what was going on, y'all. I don't know if those guys were picking on him. I don't know if it had something to do with a girl. I don't know if it had something to do, I don't know what it was, but 4 lives have been taken. The one that got so angry to take the other 3 black men, take their lives. 4 lives have been taken from us. I don't know. And white folk gonna say gun control. But these are 3, 4 black men, young men, college guys. You know, in our community, is not, we don't start with gun control. Um, when it comes to us, America can holler gun control, but as it relates to the African American community, we have to help African American men deal with our anger, deal with our emotions. I don't know the story, y'all. I just heard about the news earlier today, but we have to have conversations about anger in our community. Um, his life is over. He just killed 3 people, wounded 2. Um, yeah, and so let's really be in prayer for everybody's family, y'all. Man, tonight's episode is number 57. Y'all, thank you to everybody who has supported Bandwidth. It takes, let me say this before I get into the show tonight. It takes a well-versed group of people to be able to allow a preacher to be himself. I don't know how long I'll do Bandwidth, and or I'm pretty sure Bandwidth will evolve over time. I started Bandwidth because I wanted to tap into, um, I've always been this type of cat. I know preachers that they go live all the time, and their content is not my content. Their content is talking about the church, talking about spirituality. You have the prophets, the church prophets, or the prophets out there. When they go live, they're prophesying A, B, C, and D. I'm not. I probably won't do that. Um, I probably won't do that. That's not my style to go live and prophesy. That's just not my style. I'm not interested in that. And they have hundreds of views, A, B, C, and D. I've seen prophets who have literally thousands of views. I've seen that. I have a couple of friends that they go live and they just talk about different things in different biblical subjects, if you will. And I do that as well, but I don't do that in a public platform. I do that in a private platform specifically for my church. I want to say thank you to all of you who have supported this, because it's very difficult, because we're so traditional in the African American context, or just period. When we think about the preacher is supposed to be one thing, be in the pulpit, and that's it. I want to say thank you to all of you all who have never missed a show, never missed an episode, and you've allowed me to be myself. I have always been um, uh, a diverse a diverse person, musically, you name it. I've been diverse. I've never been one dimensional. And I want to just say thank you to everyone that's never judged my diversity, if you will, my ability to preach the gospel, do what we do from a ministry perspective or a church perspective, and then allow me to be diverse and have conversations that the church essentially, it's not that I don't even want to have this judgmental type of presentation. Just just talk about topics that the church traditionally does not talk about. Um, Thank you all for doing it. I was gonna do it whether you allow me to do it anyway, because I've never been that type of guy either. I don't need anybody to allow me to do anything. However, thank you for supporting me in that endeavor. Um, I appreciate it, and I enjoy doing it. I'm not gonna stop because I refuse to be placed in a box, and that same level of ambition that you have, I assume that you have it. That same, podcasters are suggested to be in the next 5 to 6 years the new public speakers, the new national and worldwide public speakers, and um, the average podcaster in the next 5 years will be a millionaire. So I figured I'm gonna use my gift to talk, and my interest to talk about different subjects and all that stuff. I was gonna get me a meal too. You feel me? I want a millie. You heard me. I want a millie. So yeah, man. I'm trying to get the bag like you. and I'm gonna use my gift to do it, and at the same time make it ministry, because this is ministry. You'll be surprised how many people are, say, I needed that information. I needed that practical information. So, yo, I appreciate y'all, and yeah, man. I try to. I'm never gonna compromise. I'm never gonna compromise to be successful. So the evolution of bandwidth won't be, talking about crazy stuff and doing stupid stuff, but um, because I'm not gonna compromise. My father, my dad taught me never to compromise. So I don't care who's being popular for talking about sex toys and all kind of stupid stuff. I'm not doing that. The slow route is the best route. So I don't, yeah. I'll take the slow route because I want to maintain integrity. And I still at diversity does not mean compromising who you are in God, right? And so yeah. Anyway, nevertheless, thank y'all for supporting. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the people who message the team and give us subjects, thank you, topics to talk about. Thank you to all of you who have um said, "Hey, I have a business. Can you sponsor my business?" I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Tonight, I want to talk about something that I think is very, very important. This idea, good guys versus thugs. Um, you know, uh, specifically in the African American community, you hear a lot of our African American beautiful sisters. Um, Not everybody, not all, some, not even some, the majority. They have a desire for their man, or they are more attracted to the thug versus the quote unquote good guy. Now, here's what we need to understand. It's not just an African American concept. The average woman is attracted to the in the African American community, we call it the thug. In society, but overall, they call it the bad boy. And we want to kind of we're gonna distinguish, we're gonna define each of them in a moment. But in the African American context, we call it the thug, right? African American women tend to draw to the thuggish guy or the hood guy, which are two different types of guys, by the way. But in society overall, generally speaking, women tend to draw to the bad boy persona versus the good boy persona. Hear me, from an African American perspective, the culture, watch this, y'all. The culture has branded the African American man, period. Stop right there. The culture has branded the African American man. Now we understand the reality of urban communities and what we are exposed to, the reality of urban communities. However, I want us to understand something, that culture has branded the African American man. When I say culture, culture meaning our music, our media, and our entertainment. That culture has branded the African American man. So if you listen to media, if you listen to music, and if you listen and you watch entertainment by way of dressing, by way of movies, by way of music, on and on and on, you will think that the African American man is solely supposed to be, whether you hear me, whether you believe that you're under that spell or not, the persona that is perpetuated by culture, culture meaning media, music, entertainment, etc. We think that African American men are thugs. Now, based upon our environment, the environments that a lot of African American men and women have grown up in, the neighborhoods, the schools, on and on and on, it does create a reality. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But I want us to understand that we have to be very, very careful. And I believe that it's time for us to start reversing, as we are doing. A lot of us are doing. We're reversing this cultural persona that African American men are thugs. All right. Now, let's do some defining. Thug. The definition of thug is a violent person and or criminal. The definition of thug is a violent person or criminal. When you look it up, thug is not defined as a violent black man who is a criminal. Thug is not defined anywhere in Webster as a violent black person, specifically man or black criminal. A thug can be any ethnicity and or race that's violent and or a criminal, not a black man. So, ladies, black women, you do not want a thug. You may be saying, excuse my candor, this is a colloquialism, do not be offended. You may be saying you want a hood nigga, because a hood nigga is defined as someone who has struggled throughout childhood to make it out of the hood, but the hood never leaves. It's in his blood. Someone who is from an inner city and expresses the essence of urban culture is considered a hood nigga. Not to be confused with being ghetto, because a person can be hood but not ghetto at all. Describing a person as hood can be a positive compliment, but describing someone as ghetto is usually derogatory. Many people that are hood are successful, classy individuals who not only survived the perils of inner city, but love their hometown and have a desire to make it better, but for everyone there. Whereas people described as ghetto are usually poor, trashy, and uncouth. Back in the day, many ghetto people lived in the projects. Hood describes people from the hood who were raised with the hip hop era, but are not and have never been ghetto. Please understand that. So thugs, ghetto, gangsters, hood niggas are different. So we are dealing essentially with persona. Here's the persona. That, watch this, ladies. The persona is good guys are boring, lame, squares, maybe nerds, more so in the friend category, and or when you're ready to settle down, maybe husband material. The persona is that a thug or a hood nigga, we're talking about persona now. Hood person portrays, get this, masculinity, being protective, and not a pushover. So women are attracted to the hood guy because he portrays masculinity. And they are not attracted to the good guy because he portrays being smart, boring, not a protector, just good to be a friend, just good for friendship. Okay? So understand this, y'all. Understand this. We're dealing with persona. So we need to understand first that thugs, hood cats, gangsters, and ghetto people are different categories by way of definition. Okay? So watch this. Why are women drawn to the persona of a bad boy? Here's why. And then I'm going to tell you, ladies, what you should be looking for. Number one, Number one, number one, let's establish this. A woman wants someone that's going to protect her. That's what a woman wants. Now, hear me. Here's the truth. This is up for debate and this is up for discussion, but I want to just hip you to the game. It's the lack of exposure, trauma, or culture disguised as preference. That's the truth. That's why women want the bad boy. That's why black women want the thug or the hood dude. It's the lack of exposure, trauma, or culture disguised as preference, period. I'm gonna say it again. Say that again, Gabriel. The truth of the matter is black women want the hood guy because it's the lack of exposure, trauma, or culture disguised as that's my preference. That's the truth. Meaning this, when a woman gets exposed or is healed from the trauma of her upbringing and or becomes more cultured or reverses the hypnosis of what culture has perpetuated, then she probably will start to prefer something different. So because of the lack of exposure and or trauma in upbringing, or just being manipulated by culture, saying that, oh, that's my preference. When that is reversed, then women will start to draw to have a healthy desire of what they want in a man. The truth of the matter is the persona is protection. So understand that. The persona is that the bad boy or the thug or the hood dude is going to provide protection. It means that the good guy is soft, that he's not going to fight, he's not going to protect me, he's not going to so a woman wants ultimately she wants to feel protected. Hear me. Just because a cat is from the hood doesn't mean he ain't scary. Just because a cat is from the hood doesn't mean he knows how to shoot. Just because a cat is from the hood doesn't mean he's going to protect you. So the objective, ladies, is to be drawn and attracted to the man that's morally and characteristically right for you. That's the objective. Ladies, black ladies, the objective, black women, the objective is not to be drawn to a hood dude. The objective is to be drawn, hear this, to drawn and attracted to the man that's morally and characteristically right or compatible for you. That's it. But the reason we say we want thugs is because it's the lack of exposure, it's trauma in the African American community, number two, and or culture has perpetuated something that you are now hypnotized to, and that is disguised as that's just my preference. It's not your preference. Either you are not exposed, you have had trauma in your upbringing, or you have been hypnotized to what culture has perpetuated. And now you're saying, oh, I desire that. Hear me. The objective is to be drawn and or attracted to the man that's morally and characteristically compatible or right for you. Period. Here's how, get this, ladies, here's what men want. Here's what you should be working on to desire them to be attractive to the man that you want. Here's what you should be working on. Here's what you should be focusing on. Not a hood nigga, not a thug, not a bad boy. Get this, y'all. Understand this. Here's what I wrote down. I want you to understand this. A thug persona does not mean protection. Good guy doesn't mean boring, smart, or morally good. And hood don't mean dumb and uncultured. Just because a person is a thug doesn't mean he can protect you. Doesn't mean he can fight. Doesn't mean he ain't scary. Does not mean he gonna pull up. Don't mean that. Number one. Number two, the good guy persona doesn't mean smart. It doesn't mean boring. And it does not mean morally good either. Just because he's good or he has the good guy persona does not mean he's a person of character. Because hear me, ladies, he can be a good guy but lazy. Get this. He can be a good guy but lazy. Or he could be a hood nigga that's smart and has a phenomenal work ethic. Understand that you're dealing with persona, and you will remain single until you deal with your false persona or your unhealthy desire for something that's not a reality. You're going to stay single if in fact you do not change. Hear this. If you do not change, don't miss this. If you do not change don't miss this, y'all. If you don't change your desires for a persona, you're going to remain single. Because for those of you who want a persona, you may have missed the love of your life 5 times over. For those of you who want a persona, for those of you who you get this, I'm gonna just put it out here. For those of you who are saying, I gotta marry a black man, you may have missed the person that God may want you to be with. You see color, God doesn't. Understand that. You see color. You see color, God doesn't. So I want us to understand that God will honor your preferences. But I'm saying here's another statistic that we are about to reach 8 billion people on the planet. So out of 8 billion people, what we are saying is God only made someone that's perfectly designed for me. He only made him or her black. The person that God has designed for me gotta be a thug. So you're going to be single if you don't go somewhere and change your mental persona of what it is you think you want. It's the lack of exposure. Or it may be trauma. That's all. Hear me. It may be trauma. That's all you know. Your upbringing created this narrative where that's all you desire. Some studies suggest that women who have been absent of fathers, women who have been absent of love, get this, you want to, a lot of people, because they have been absent of what a man should be, had some type of trauma, they choose the bad boy because there's something in them that's so nurturing. You feel, hey, I want the bad boy because I want to make someone a project. There are a lot of, hear me, a lot of you women love you, but a lot of you want bad boys because there's something dysfunctional in you that draws to people who you can make a project. This is why a lot of women go for the bad bad boys so you can help him. So maybe you can change him. Maybe you can make him religious. Maybe you can make him stop being a womanizer. Maybe you can make him stop being so angry. It's just something so special in you that you feel like you can change someone. That's dysfunctional. To be so nurturing, to only target people who you feel is that you don't want a leader. You don't want a man that can lead you. You don't want a man that has vision. You don't want a man that's healthy. You don't want a man that knows how to dress well, that's not trying to dress like the culture, if you will. You want someone that's missing so much. You want a man that has a bunch of problems so you can fix them. That's trauma. No. That's dysfunctional if you want to nurture a man versus partner with a man. Just because you have a gift to nurture or just because your personality is nurturing does not mean that you should target men who are unhealthy so you can nurture them back to some type of health. That means you're not healthy. Hear me very carefully. That means you're not healthy and you need to go somewhere and heal before you try to get a man. It is dysfunctional to try to fix a man. Here's what a woman get this, y'all. Here's what men desire. This is what you should work on as a woman so you can attract a healthy man. Number one, get this. I want to say this before I get into this. Do not lower your values, but you may want to lower your expectations. Do not lower your value systems, ladies, but you may want to lower your expectations. This is how you get a man. This is how you get a healthy man. This is after you address this persona. This is how you get a man. For those of you, hear me. And if you don't have no man, you need to listen to this. Do not lower your values, but you may want to lower your expectations. What does that mean? He has to syndrome. The he has to syndrome. That's what I call it. Do not lower your values, but you may want to lower your expectations. What does that mean, Dr. Gabe? The syndrome, the he has to syndrome. Well, explain that. He has to make 6 figures. He has to have this type of job. He has to be tough. He has to drive this type of car. He has to have this type of career. He has to know what he's doing in bed. He has to have tattoos. That's the he has to syndrome. Lower your expectations, but never compromise your value system. Get this, y'all. Don't miss this. You have a higher chance of meeting the love of your life because men, get this, y'all, men are interested in several things. I want to share them with you, then I'm going to let you go. Number one, are you family and friend oriented? AKA, are you a person that's good to be introduced? Do you have a relationship with your family? Because a man is going to look at that and say, because I want you to have a relationship with my family. Are you family and friend oriented? Will my friends like you? Will my family like you? I've said this before and I'll say it again, that men want to know you'll get along with his mother, his sister, his brother, his cousins, his aunts. Are you family and friend oriented? Because get this, that's what we call wifey material. If she's family and friend oriented, then she'll be good around my family and she'll know how to cultivate, get this, our family. Number one. Number two, are you accepting? Here's what men do not like. Men do not like women who attempt to change them. Stop trying to change a man and stop trying to nurture him to make him something that he is not. After you deal with your persona, work on these things. This is what will get you a man. Not everybody, but get this, you have a fighting chance. Be accepting. Ladies, stop trying to make him religious. If you want a religious man, go find one. Wait on one, but stop trying to convert. Stop trying to be an apostle to your man. Stop trying to go out into all the world and make ye a man of God. Stop trying to do that. Get this. If you want a man of God, ask God for one and wait on one. But stop trying to make a cat that. Stop trying to change men. Men, get this, men love women who will challenge them, but not try to change them. Stop trying to change men. Number 3, we love women who appreciate us. Work on these things. Work on being grateful for what your guy does. Work on, while you're single, work on your ability to be appreciative, being able to recognize what he does. Some of you never say thank you. Some of you never say I appreciate you. Some of you never compliment what he's doing. Some of you never, you complain more than you support his try. You recognize his try. You honor his try. You praise him. Hear me. You have to praise and honor and appreciate the things that he's doing. He may not be perfect, but he's trying. And the ability to recognize that will always give you points with your man. Number 5, you got to learn how to be supportive. When he says something, stop trying to be combative. Listen, just show up, support it, say I'm with you, invest in what he's doing. I'm not talking about a cat using you. Y'all know the point I'm trying to make, but be supportive. Don't be so self-centered. Hear me. Some of you ambitious ladies continue to be ambitious, but if you want a man versus a slave, if you want a man, continue to do your thing. Get your bag, ladies. But get this, when you have a man, you gotta invest time into what he's doing. You can't just be so selfish that you just you're taking up conversations, talking about what you got going on, talking about your job, talking about this. No, support him, push him, encourage him, let him know that you are in his corner. And a lot of times, ladies, y'all can be so self-absorbed that you never recognize when he's looking for you to ask him questions. What do you need? How can I better support you? All of those types of things men want. Number 6, can you communicate? Get this, ladies, men want women who can communicate their needs the way that he can understand it. The way that he can you communicate your needs? We don't have a problem with you having needs. The problem is you want us to just know. And we don't just know, just say it. Just tell us, and then we'll do what we need to do to support your needs. It's frustrating for a man. Get this, y'all. It's frustrating for a man to have to guess what you want because you have anticipated or had this expectation that we're supposed to just know. Men want women to just say, this is what I need. This is what I wanted you to do. This is what I wanted you to say. Can you effectively communicate what it is you're expecting from us? If you can work on these things, ladies, I guarantee you, you will not be single. Not for long. Number 7, men love peaceful women. Men love peaceful women, not pushovers, but peaceful. I didn't say pushovers, but peaceful. Men love peaceful women. Understanding, I'm going somewhere as I end this. Men love peaceful women, not a pushover, but peaceful. What does that mean? A man wants someone who is not combative, who's not argumentative. You can challenge us. You can ask us questions. You can have a stance. You can have a belief system. All of those things. You can be a person that has that I don't tolerate certain things, A, B, C, and D. But being peaceful is a woman, get this, that creates a space where the objective is not to always be in an argument, that you're not trying to push for argument, that your objective is to create peace. If there's a problem, the objective is peace. That I'm not one that's always trying to argue, that's always trying to fight, that's always nagging, that's always pointing out something that's wrong, etc. Men love women who are peaceful, that when we come into your environment, that it's not like pulling teeth. It's not a bunch of complaining. It's not a bunch of arguments. It's more so peaceful. It's relaxing. And you got to ask yourself, are you that type of woman? Are you that type of woman that's, hey, she just, when I get around her, she just cool. And that's what men want. The next one, number 8, are you decisive? Get this. It's not true that every woman is indecisive, but most are. Men love women who can make decisions. For example, babe, what you want to eat? It don't matter. All right, well, we'll do Chinese. I don't want that. I don't want that. All right. As small as that is, that's a problem for us. So hear me. Don't miss what I'm about to tell you. Can you make a decision? I want this. Okay, babe, go for it. Hear me. When we ask you a question and you tell us to make the decision, here's what the problem is. Now, if we make the decision, we're worried or we're in conflict about if the decision is going to please you. So we are simple. What do you want? I want this. Okay, I'll make it happen. That's what we're looking for. Being able to make a decision. It's frustrating when a woman all the time, not sometimes, but all the time. You never know. It's never. So being decisive. Men love women who just know how to say, this is what I want. All right, babe, I got it. That's what men want. Men want respect for women. Hear me, ladies. A lot of you all are disrespectful to men. Here's what I saw. I saw a video early today where 2 black guys said a lot of women don't want guys who are intelligent. What did he say? Intelligent. They communicate well. They dress a certain type of way. These are 2 black guys, and they were like, the black girls that we go for, they typically reject us. They don't want us because we come off as nice, etc. They want the guys who are going to the thugs. So it blows my mind. Get this, y'all. It blows my mind that we are pushing men away who are respectful, who are intelligent, who are educated, who are career, etc., for the men who fit the other the persona. All right. So here's my point. Something in what they said made me say, man, that's even disrespectful. It's disrespectful to condemn a guy for graduating from school. It's disrespectful to not give a guy a chance just because he dresses a certain type of way, etc. Here's my point. Men love women who will respect them, who will build their confidence up, who will esteem them, who will talk to them like they're men, not like they're children. Men love women. Get this, y'all. Men love women who will not be condescending to them, but will treat them and talk to them and communicate to them like kings. A lot of black women are single because, get this, we love your passion. We love all of that. But to be so aggressive to the place where you talk to a man as if he's a child, that will keep you single. Lastly, y'all, don't miss this. Lastly, men love sexy women. You keep yourself up. You take care of yourself. You have some type of sex appeal, etc. Men love sexiness. It's important, ladies, that you don't ever, I don't care how long you've been with your guy, always be sexy. Let that be a goal. Let it be a goal. How can I increase my sex appeal for my man? Get this, ladies. If you are single, any moment could be a moment where you run into someone that may be the love of your life. You always want to, I'm just talking to you. You always want to put yourself in a position where you are attractive because you never know who you're going to meet. And if you want to maintain the interest, get this, if you want to maintain the interest of your current man, you need to always be focusing on your sex appeal because men are attracted to sight. Not words, not your car. Men have I've never been in a circle of men that said, no, I can't talk to her because she got that old dirty Honda. Men ain't never said that. That's never a topic of conversation. It's not. Hear me. Men are always talking about how you look. That's never going to change. That's how we are. Hear me, y'all. Don't miss this. If you will listen to those types of things, if you would, number one, change your persona, change this mindset that a thug is going to protect me. No, that stuff is going to keep you single. It's very possible that your significant other, the love of your life, will be a person, get this, that he's not a fighter, but he will fight. That he's not from the hood, but he's educated. He'll love you. He's going to take care of you. He's going to be we have to start, ladies, we have to start having an interest in who's going to be a phenomenal father, not a phenomenal fighter. Listen, protection. What is protection? The average person won't even get in the fight. The average person will not get in the fight. And the average fight lasts 3 minutes. You cannot be looking for a person that has tattoos, that will fight, all of those types of things. Who's going to love me? Who has character? Who has work ethic? Just because a person is a thug don't mean he lazy. He can be a thug, but he will be on, that could be a thug. Get this, y'all. It can be a thug that will not go to work. Getting this, y'all. And if a thug will protect you, what is it when a thug is out there doing some type of criminal behavior? What is it? What if you got a hood guy that's engulfed in some type of criminal activity and you end up getting killed or shot or arrested because of their decisions? No, we have to grow up. We have to grow up. Listen, protection. Just because he can fight don't mean he gonna keep you safe. Just because he a thug don't mean he gonna keep you safe. What if he compromises everything that you've worked hard for? You driving and he got something in the car. He has an illegal firearm. All of these, we have to address our persona, get more exposed, get healthy, change your thinking. Think about character, think about work ethic, think about who's going to be a great example of a father. He may come from the hood, get this, y'all, but he may not come from the hood. He may be a tough guy, but he may not be a tough guy. He may be the guy that don't want to fight. Get this, y'all. This is what my dad told me some years ago. He said, when you were a little boy, my dad is from Chicago, the South Side. Come on. That's where he's from. That's who he is. That's who he is. So is my uncle. My dad ain't no pretty boy. But get this, I'm gonna tell you this story. This man says this. One day, we were at McDonald's. I was a little boy. And he said, we were standing in line, and this guy who looked what I would call thugged out. Dad is standing in line with me. I'm a little boy. And this guy walks in that looks thugged out, skips the line. Now, my dad from Chicago, he's a Marine, and he's a law enforcement officer. So he's that guy. He said, I could have said something to him, but I had you with me. He said, I could have said something to him, but I had you with me. I said, oh, so you can't be gangster every time. You can't be hood in terms of the persona. You can't be a fighter every time. Oh, it makes sense. That's what, get this, y'all. And imagine being a mother and your child is with the guy that you said, oh, he a fighter. I want somebody to protect me. He don't mind fighting. I'm gonna show you, think about it. Imagine him coming home telling you that your baby, your son or your daughter got shot in a McDonald's or in a store because you couldn't control your temper because you a hood nigga. You see what I'm saying? So you desire somebody like that. But what if they come home and tell you, hey, it's been an incident. I got in a fight. You know I'm from the hood, so I always got to fight. No, no, we got to grow up. We got to change our thinking. We got to get more exposed. We got to heal from the trauma. We got to make sure we're not hypnotized to what culture has perpetuated about Black men. We got to start changing. Get this, even this whole idea of, get this, y'all, the average man in America, not Atlanta, in America makes $54,000 a year. And here it is, we have this he has to syndrome. He has to make six figures. Hear me. Some of us are single because you refuse to lower your expectations, never compromise your values, but you expect him to have all of this success. You expect him to fit the mold of what social media perpetuates. You get this, y'all. In our communities, let's just be honest. Listen, I'm not changing how I am. I'm not changing. I'm not changing how I am. I have a reality. I come from a city. I grew up in a neighborhood. I come from a particular high school, so I have a certain type of mindset, etc. So it's not the nerdy, pretty boy type persona. That's not that. I don't come from that. I come from a different mindset. So what I was taught, by way of my environment, my community, my friends, A, B, C, and D, that created a particular persona and a particular way of carrying myself, etc. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying if you come from an environment, never apologize for that. We grew up in the hip hop era. We grew up with our friends and all of these characteristics. That's a reality. However, I'm saying at some point when we're talking about relationship and we're talking about I want something more and I want companionship, it may be time for us to lower our expectations and or heal from the persona and heal from the environments that we've come from and start saying and changing our thinking and start saying, okay, what is it that I need that benefits me and my future? I want children. How do I want to live? How do I want to be treated? How do I want to be honored? What that is what I need to start thinking about versus persona. What kind of personality is compatible for mine? He may be, listen, you may look at it. We got to start talking about character versus persona. He walks a certain type of way. He used to be a dope boy. He come from the hood. Or no, what if God wants you to marry somebody that's just a nerd? He's genius. Because get this, y'all, you got to start thinking genetics. You got to start thinking, how do I want my children to be? Do I want, you got to start thinking that. Get this. So if you come, I come from a certain type of community, so I want a certain type of woman. That's just what it is. I don't want, I listen to me. I don't want nobody. I ain't got about to put out that, but I come from a certain type of place. So I know it's just, I'm conditioned to think a certain type of way. However, we have to start addressing our mindset. And it's possible, Black women, that our mindsets are keeping us single. Address your mindset. I'm done, man. Address your mindset, ladies. You overlooking a good dude just because he dresses with slacks, or, you know, I don't know what's out. You overlooking a good dude. Address your thinking. I'm going to say this again because I don't know if y'all got it. The reason we're attracted to personas, it's either the lack of exposure, trauma, or our culture disguised as preference. Oh, that's my preference. No, it's your trauma. Oh, that's my preference. No, that's the culture. That's the environment. I give you another example. I'm about to let y'all go. I used to love, I still do. I ain't gonna lie to you, Shadi. I used to love a girl. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel I ain't with the bonnet thing. You heard me. I ain't with the bonnet thing. Okay, I just can't get with that. I ain't gonna let that go either. I'm more so. I like the girl that wears the bandana. Wear a bandana to bed, preferably a red one. What time is it? I gotta go. Preferably a red one. But that's the culture. That's the environment I grew up in, right? A, B, C, and D. So I understand culture. But when as it relates to okay, my future as an adult woman, as an adult man, it may be time. What may be keeping us single is our lack of exposure, our culture, or our trauma that's disguised as a preference. If you can change, if you can change your persona, the desires of your persona, maybe you can find a man. All right. Welcome to Bandwidth, yo. Go and be great. Whatever you do, don't forget to be a lion. Too easy. Yo, man, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. That's episode 57. We got a few more to go, y'all. We're going to hit 60. I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do for episode 60, man. But y'all shoot me some ideas. I think it's going to be live. I think if only 4 people are going to show up, I'm not going to do it live. I'll just have a dope guest. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for pushing, man. Thank y'all for pushing with me. Thank you for supporting Bandwidth. I love you. Yo, ladies, stop saying you want a thug. It's about time we grow up and we get a man. Too easy.